Hello. Hi, Michael. 你好. Michael. So finally, you made it into the Forbidden City, and welcome to the Forbidden City.
Thank you.
My Chinese name is Yao. So my English name is Michael. Call me either Yao or Michael. I will answer to both. Okay. Welcome to the Forbidden City. Okay. So you speak Mandarin. You really? Mm-hmm. So let's do this Mandarin speaking tour. Is that okay?
My Chinese name is Meng.
Meng. Okay, beautiful name.
你好.
I'm a local resident in Beijing, born and raised in Beijing. I've been doing this job for more than 10 years. It's my pleasure to be your tour guide. So by the way, where are you guys from?
UK.
Netherlands.
From Netherlands. Okay, by the way, this is my colleague, Jade. She's going to take some pictures and videos of the tour. Is that cool with you? Yeah.
It's okay with me.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so let me walk you through a quick tour on this map first. And then we will visit our furniture hall over there. So let's come to the wall. Let me show you this map. 来过故宫吗?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Okay. So this is Meng.
Yes.
Okay, may I have your name, gentlemen?
Carol.
Yeah.
Carl.
Carol. Okay. So Carol, yeah, and Meng, you visited Forbidden City before?
No.
No, this is your first time. Okay, let's get started from this map. Do you know where we are now? Carol? We are here. We just entered this gate. Yeah, right here. Yeah. So we just started the tour. The gate is called the Meridian gate. Meridian in Chinese is called Wumen. Wumen. Meng, you understand what men is? Men?
Yeah.
What does it mean? Men?
Men.
Men.
No.
Door, gate.
Okay.
Yeah, it means the gate of a door. So you just enter the Wumen, the Meridian gate. Meridian refers to the midday sun or the south. And the south entrance is called the Meridian gate. And most important buildings were constructed along this Meridian line. This is our major traveling route.
Right.
Okay? But the thing is, most of the buildings built along the central axis still remain closed to the public. That means we are not able to walk into the major palaces. And our tour will start from the furniture hall over here, right behind this building, where we are going to see 300 beautiful furniture are being displayed inside. They are very similar to the furniture being displayed in the major palaces. Very similar. And then later on we'll be coming out of that gate where has the best angle taking pictures in this area. And then we'll be coming back to the major axis to walk along this central axis to see the most important buildings in the Forbidden City. And if time permits, we are also going to visit the Empress Mother's living residence in this area and the lady's residence, where the ladies, the concubines, resided for 100 years back in the day. Normally, the emperor had one empress, dozens or hundreds of concubines, or the consort. Most of them they lived either in the west or in the east. So we are going to visit this lady's residence. All right, and the size of the Forbidden City is 72 hectares. That is about 178 acres. It is also equivalent to the size of 100 football fields.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It accommodates 9,317 rooms altogether in this huge complex. If one wants to experiences one single room inside the Forbidden City, it's going to take 24 years to experience them all. We're not gonna do that. Yeah, we just visited the most important ones. Our tour will be going like around for 3 hours. And let's flip it over and take a look of those emperors who ever lived inside the Forbidden City. So 24 of them lived inside the Forbidden City. And these two, the founder of the Ming Dynasty and his grandson lived in Nanjing, the former capital city of the Ming Dynasty, where it's about 2 hours flight away from Beijing. And this gentleman, the third emperor in the Ming Dynasty, who usurped the power from his nephew, and he moved the capital from Nanjing to Beijing, from south to north, and he established the Forbidden City in 1420. Therefore, the history of the Forbidden City is 605 years old. And after he passed away, his son, grandson, great-grandson, they all lived inside the Forbidden City for more than 200 years until the last emperor in the Ming Dynasty. This guy encountered some serious problems like the natural disaster, like the civil war, and who had a lot of trouble. And these rebels were fighting against his dynasty. Finally, they made their way into the city of Beijing in April 1644. And he was trying to summon his ministers and officials to fight these bad people off, but nobody helped him out. He got so desperate, he killed his daughters, his favorite concubines, including his empress, and then he went up to the hill where he committed suicide by hanging himself at the age of only 34. And then those rebels took over the Forbidden City and resided inside for 42 days later. 42 days later, these Manchurian people coming from northeastern part of the country, they come to Beijing and defeated these rebels. They took over the Forbidden City, and later on they conquered the whole country and started a new dynasty, which is called the Qing Dynasty. So the Ming and the Qing are the two latest dynasties. This is the last dynasty, which lasted for 267 years, for 10 generations, until the last emperor. So this is the last emperor in the Ming, this is the last emperor in the Qing. They were about 200 years apart. This guy, who was proclaimed to be the emperor at the age of 3 years old, but he was first to abdicate, first to retire at the age of 6 years old, and he was kicked out of the Forbidden City at the age of 18. In 1925, the whole complex opened to the public as a palace museum. That's why the Forbidden City has two names. The Forbidden City, which refers to the living residence for these emperors, as well as the Palace Museum, which is what we're having now, one of the largest museums in the world, which houses 1.95 million artifacts in this place. We're going to see many of them in this area. Okay, so that's the introduction about the buildings, the palaces, and the emperors of the Forbidden City. Do you have any questions?
No.
So far, so good?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started. This way over here. Come to Beijing many times?
No, this is our first time.
First time to Beijing?
Yeah.
But Meng, you're learning Chinese. Is that right? You're learning Mandarin.
Yeah, 10
But
years.
10 years, but never come to Beijing before.
10 years.
10 seconds.
For 5 words. 6 words.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that good.
But you've got a Chinese name, Meng.
Yes.
Beijing is one of the largest cities in China in terms of the population and the territory. And the city has a history of more than 3,000 years. And there are more than 1,000 tourist attractions established in Beijing.
Really?
You can actually stay here for a year
Yeah.
to see the different stuff on an everyday basis.
Yeah.
But the most famous ones are the Great Wall, Forbidden City, Summer Palace, the Temple of Heaven, Lama Temple. They are the top 5 other must-see attractions in Beijing.
Well, we're going to Great Wall tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay. Which section are you going to visit?
I think probably the Badaling.
Badaling, either Badaling or Mutianyu.
Yeah, right.
If you have not decided yet, I would recommend to go to Mutianyu.
It's the right time to go there?
Yeah, you are not a hero until you climb on the Great Wall. So tomorrow you're going to be the heroes.
Well, okay. That'll be a first.
It takes 1.5 hours drive to the Great Wall from here, from the city.
To walk it.
To walk it, it depends on how long you want to walk on the Great Wall. When you see part of it, you see them all. You need to climb all the way from the bottom to the top. But if you want to spend a longer time on the Great Wall, you can do like 2 or 3 hours hiking on the Great Wall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That one made of the purple sandalwood. This one made of the huanghua li wood. That is the type of the rosewood. So together with, those 2 types of the materials are the most famous material for making the furniture. And the throne and the screen are decorated with the ivory-made cloud towers, the bridge, and the mountains and trees are made of the chicken wing wood. Chicken wing wood is type of the redwood.
Okay.
So the emperor will be sitting on this kind of throne to give audiences on everyday basis. Is it comfortable to sit on this kind of throne? No, not at
I
all.
was thinking, where's the cushion?
Yeah, they would put a cushion, even a pillow on the chair, but wouldn't make them feel very comfortable. But back in the day, the thing that concerned the most is the upright position. being in a good posture rather than being the comfy. And that's the chair, the beautiful chair over there. That one is made of the deer antler throne, and the screen decorated with the beautiful dragons. So the throne is wearing the jade-made dragon. Jade is considered possessing the supernatural forces, which is capable of bringing the good luck and ward off the bad luck. That's why a lot of Chinese people, especially Chinese ladies, would wear the jade bangle, jade bracelet, and jade pendant with them, trying to bring them the good luck. And the screen is decorated with 9 dragons made of the box wood. 5 dragons are staying in the middle and flanked by 4 of them, make a total of 9. That is the most important number in the heavenly number system, which consists of 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Number 9 stays on the top, representing the utmost power, while number 5 stays in the middle to keep the balance of those heavenly numbers. So that's why the emperors are being called 9 and 5 supremacy. And Chinese dragons are the symbol of power, the dignity, totally different concept compared to the Western dragons, which is considered as the evil or the bad image. But Chinese dragons are the symbol of power, dignity, and also the totem being worshipped in this country for 1,000 years. And the Chinese dragon pronounced like long. That's the name for this beautiful creature. So long, most of the buildings in the Forbidden City made of wood, highly susceptible to catching the fire. That's why they use the goat horn, the other animal's horn, to manufacture the lantern. Normally, they would boil the horn into the hot water or hot oil, and then to get it very soft. Later on, they would put this American football-like tool into the horn, straight it to that side, and make it transparent, and to that side, and place a candle inside. That's the way to illuminate the palace back in the day.
And did they have many fires?
Yeah, many. You can hardly see a palace in the Forbidden City which was established in the Ming Dynasty, originally, back in 1400. Most of them were reconstructed again and again in the Qing Dynasty. The last residents ever lived here was this lady. She lived here for 2 years. The concubine of the last emperor, Wen Xiu. And the last emperor got married in 1922. He married 2 ladies, the empress and the concubine. So he had 2 ladies during that period. But he didn't like this lady, never slept with her. In 1924, so both these 2 ladies and the emperor were kicked out of the Forbidden City, and she made an announcement on the newspaper requiring the emperor sleep with her at least once a week. But the emperor didn't pay any attention to that announcement. Later on, she divorced the emperor. In 2,000 years of feudal history, the only concubine that dared to divorce the emperor, that was this lady. And then this lady married this regular, common factory worker and died in 1950s. She was much luckier than the empress. Even though the emperor got along very well with the empress, but the emperor had that issue. That issue made him incompetent to perform the sex with the lady. And so the emperor never slept with her. And later on, she had an affair with the emperor's security guard, even had a baby. And the emperor abandoned her, never talked to her, and she ended up in prison, died in a miserable way. So the 2 ladies ended up very well. And she lived here from 1922 to 1924. So now let's go and check it out, how those chambers look like.